G'day guys, welcome back. I am going to do a Geode resin coaster pour. Now I attempted, and I say that lightly because I used the wrong silicone to make these molds. They are hanging in there like they're sticking on. I've poured water in them. They seem to be watertight, but I did apparently use the wrong silicone. Now this one, it says 3-in-1, adhesive, sealant, gap filler. So, and I asked the guy at Bunnings at the hardware store, is this 100% silicone? And he looked at it and he read it and he goes, yeah, I think so, but no. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to get the one that just says 100% silicone. It's in the big tube and I'm gonna have to use a caulking gun, but I just thought that would be much easier. But no, it's not the right, I don't think it's the right thing. So anyway, we'll have a go and see how we go. I will do a video when I get my other silicone. I'll do a video on how I actually did them because I want to do 6 like more round ones, so I want to do 6, so we'll do that. I'm going to do purples today and I'm using the Barnes Clariti. It's a 2-part. So it's, well, they're all 2 parts, but it's 2 to 1, I should say. 2 parts that one, 1 part that one. Right, I'm going to get straight into it because my videos have been way too long and I'll just talk to you as I go. So the Barnes Clariti, it is heat resistant to 145 degrees Celsius. Not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's an Australian resin anyway, so probably doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to do dark purple around the outside with my pigment paste. This is the red. It's from Solid Solutions. I've got red and blue to make up this purple, but I just feel it's a little bit on the blue side, so I'm going to add just a touch more of the red to that. See, I've got these little containers and I just put the blue and the red in there, so then I've got my own purple, you see. Woohoo! Right, so let's do a little bit of resin in each. You're about half full. These are 150 ml cups. You're going to need a bit more. That is the Pinata alcohol ink in blue violet. Blue violet. Okay, yeah, I put when I got them, I put little colours on, so that's the violet there, and that's the purple. So I wanted more of a bright one, so I've gone with the violet. That's that one. And then the white is the Karsten Craft. Karsten, with a N on the end. Don't need much of that at all, because that's just going to be for my puddles, but I might do 2 puddles. And then this one is going to be Pearlax Violet Brass, new one. And then I'm just gonna, I've got a little bit of purple glitter in there, so that's just going to be a paste. So I need a tiny bit of resin just to make a paste. And then this end one is going to be my clear. And then I always like to leave just a little bit in the bottom in case I need to mix up, you know, a little bit of one extra color. So that's that one. Right, let's get started. Put a little bit, just what fits on the end of my stick in there, and we'll see what it looks like. I think I would like to make it just a little bit more red though. I'm gonna double dip. Oh dear, a little bit of red. Oops, I spilled some of it. When I went to the hardware store, I got this board. Well, it was double the length, and I asked the man to cut it in half for me so that I could easily use it for my resin projects. So, you know, put my resin that I'm making my own molds on here, but also when I use other molds, I can just, you know, pick the board up and move it if I need to use my table for something else. Making a mess. Stuff's so messy. Okay, that was a little bit of red in there because it doesn't need to be on a really hard, flat surface. So the boards are great. Yeah, I can just pick this up after I'm finished with it. Maybe wait an hour or so, and then just move it. Now, the purple violet pinata, it's an alcohol ink. It's a pretty full cup. I think I'll just do like 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what that looks like. Another stick. I do want to have it kind of transparent. All my pours lately have been quite dark. Oh, look, that's not doing much at all. Most of it's got stuck to the side of the cup. See, that hasn't really done much at all. Let's do a squirt. A squirt. So still keep it nice and transparent, but actually see that it's a purple. Oh, I can smell it now. That was a lot going in there. Still doesn't, look at that. It doesn't really look like purple to me. I might have to put some more in. It does not look like purple. All right, here we go, another squirt. I guess some inks are stronger than others. It starts off really bright sitting on top, but then once you've stirred it in, it's losing its colour. But I do want to have these a little bit more on the pale side. All my coasters lately have been quite dark. It still doesn't look like purple to me. What's going on? Right, another squirt. I don't know what's going on. I just want the alcohol ink for the reaction that it causes and the effects that it causes next to the pigment paste. So, oh, I don't know. Doesn't look as if it's mixing in. I'll come back to that one, hey? Right, that's those two. Cast and Craft, the white, that's what makes those pretty white effects. Now, someone told me I only need like a pea size. No. You need a decent squirt like that. Otherwise, you're not going to get your effects. Found that out the hard way. Everything I'm finding out the hard way, but that's how you learn, isn't it? Still learning every day. I'm having so much fun with resin. So that's the white. It's nice and opaque. Can't see through it. I'm still a bit concerned about this purple. All right, the next one is the Pearl X. Let's get some. Oh, there's a stick in there. I'll get it out. Hang on. Something in there. A piece of a branch. That's weird, isn't it? How'd that get in there? Now, I'm just going to do 1, 2 of those. Might have to add a little bit more resin, actually. Might need a little bit more of that. All right. Oh, it has got a bit of a goldy look. Look at that. Goldilocks look. Brassy look. I thought it was just going to be, I'm just going to stir it over here away from my coaster molds. It's definitely got a little brassy look to it. Look at that. It's the only purple they had in the big bottle when I went to Eckersley's art shop yesterday. A busy day. I went to Bunnings, got my silicone, I got a heat gun, I got a Dremel. I now know what a Dremel is. I was going, oh, I need a little sanding machine. It's got that little ball on the end to, you know, file the edges. I don't know what it's called, and everyone's going, it's a Dremel. So I went and got a Dremel. Right, now a little bit of glitter. it's got tape on the end. Hang on, I'm going to get the tape off. Once I finish mixing, I'll zoom you in so that you can see what I'm actually doing. So yeah, after I went and got the Dremel and the heat gun and the silicone, even though that was the wrong one, then I went and got the acetate sheet from the art store, and then I went and got some dog food. Right, let's flick some of that in. Let's see if that's enough. Just a little bit. Would like it to be a little bit transparent. Look at that. Okay, that's enough. Can't use too much. They're tiny little bottles, aren't they? Tiny, tiny little bottles. Now, I put some of the purple out here. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. It's not really purple, is it? I'm going to add some of the passion purple. Maybe you just need a lot more. That kind of just looks a bit pinky. And I do want some purple, so we have a squirt of that one. Maybe just the different alcohol inks are different pigments, I guess. Maybe some aren't as strong as others. It's deceptive because you look at the side of the cup and it looks really purple. Sorry it's taking me so long. I never know whether or not you want to watch me do this or not. Right, let's have a look. Oh, look, that's purple. That other one's not purple. Okay. All right, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. I'll remember that. That other purple just didn't do the job very well. How's that? Keep it about there so that you can still see my cups. Right, so the first thing I want to do is actually move these out of the way so I don't spill anything, knock anything over. So I'm going to start with a little bit of purple. Just going to squeeze that, see if I can make a little tiny thin edge there. Not too much. When I use the black edge, it just takes over. So we'll just do a little bit of the dark purple. And then I'm going to do puddles. And I'm going to kind of layer them like I would an acrylic pour. So I'm going to go opaque, transparent, semi-transparent, opaque, and just alternate, because that's how I get good effects when I'm doing acrylic pouring. So I'm assuming it would work in a similar way for this. Nothing's running out yet, is it? Hope so. Hope not. Keep an eye on it, hey? Make sure my damn walls don't burst, so to speak. Okay. Okay, got a little bit of this dark purple left. Now the next one I want to do is, the alcohol ink. Let's pour some of that in. Oh, it does look dark, doesn't it? It's probably because I put the other ink in first. Probably didn't need as much actually of that purple passion. It's quite a decent ink by the looks of it. Let's just fill these up. I want it to touch the dark purple so it can start making its little effects. Hopefully it will. I might as well finish it off. I haven't really got haven't got enough to do another layer. Okay, there we go. That's one down. Right, now the next thing I want to do is, I think I'm going to put just a little puddle of this Pearl-Ex. Little puddle. So maybe I'll do 2 layers of puddles. Whoops. Not that easy to pour when they're so full. Okay, so that's that one. Actually, I should put my cups down here, otherwise I'm going to make a mess all over my acetate sheet. All right, now the next thing I want to do is now I want to go back to the opaque. Oh, look at that. That looks amazing. Tiny little puddle of that dark purple. Oh, spilt. And then I'm going to put the white on top of that, and hopefully that will give me my lovely little effect that I'm after. So a little tiny puddle of white. Squashing it too much, nothing's coming out. You can have just a touch more because not much came out for you. Make sure I don't drip it everywhere. I've got some paper towel here that I can wipe my hand on. Right, now the next thing I want to do is, I wish I had some more clear, some more of the ink, but I haven't. We'll put some more of this on top of the white, and then I'm going to put some clear on. So that can push it out a little bit. That's going to push out those two opaque colours. The ink and the cast and craft are both opaque. Do that. And then I'm going to put some clear over the top, because the clear makes some really pretty patterns too. I'll just try to get it in the middle. I don't know about that one. I've got like a double circle on that one, because my cup was a bit full. Okay, now let's layer it again. Let's go with the dark purple, just a puddle, and then we'll do the white again. See, these are quite decent molds that I made. They probably close to 1 centimetre in depth. A little bit more cast and craft over the top of that one, and hopefully my cast and crafts like got enough of the white in there to give me the effects. If you don't have enough white, if it's too watery, so to speak, you just don't get those effects. Okay, some more of the Pearl X. The white sunk. Sink white. Okay, so that's that. I don't want to make them too much fuller, so there's a little bit of that left over. Let's go with some clear, and I still need to put my sprinkles in the middle. So I think this will probably be enough. Put my sprinkles in the middle, and then I'll probably be done. I'll finish this clear off. See which one I think needs a little bit more. It's hard to tell because they've got the rough, uneven edges, so you can't really tell. Okay, so a little bit of that left, but yeah, I don't want to overfill them, I don't think. See, I could possibly, I've got some more of that, and I've got some more of the white. Should I just fill them up, or be done with it? I don't know. I don't know. Decisions. No, let's leave it. Let's just, I'll take that stick out and I'll just pour some in. A little bit of purple glittery bits in the middle. These will sink to the bottom, and anyway, but the other side, when you flip it over, if the other side's really pretty, it'll have these purple crystals. Actually, I've got a little bit more clear, you guys, in that cup over there. You know how I always leave a little bit? And what I did with my coasters the other day, I'll show you. Actually, I'll just take one of my gloves off. These coasters. See the golds on the bottom there? It's a big blob. But then when I did my bigger one, and I have got a video of this, so you can watch it if you want to. When I did this one, I poured some clear in over the top of the gold. See how it's dispersed it? So let's do that. Let's just do that because I've got a little bit left over. I'm going to have to pour from here. Pour from here. And that should hopefully just spread those sprinkles a bit so that you don't get that big blob. See what it's doing? So that I learnt that too. Learning so much. So that just disperses them, and then when you turn it upside down, you have a slightly transparent center because your glitter's kind of moved over a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Okay. I am done, you guys. What do you think? Oh, I haven't torched. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting to torch. I should be torching as I do a couple of layers, and then I should torch. Do a couple of layers and then torch. Oh, it's not working. I filled it up. I filled it up the other day. Why aren't you working? Oh, obviously didn't fill it up very well. Let's go to this one. I don't like this one because you got to do that. You got to turn it off, and you got to push that down. You got to click that, and then you got to click that. Okay, here we go. Guess we'll see how my silicone molds hold up to heat too. Not that they are 100% silicone. They're pretty close to the top now, you know. Oops. There's not much of a flame coming out of this one. It's obviously running out too. There's a few little hairs and things on top that I can see. I need to pick those out. But I'll just finish this. I'll take you down. Not that there's much to see. It just looks all dark. Gee, I hope I haven't done it too dark again, you know. I'm trying to do pale. I want to do a pale. There's a teal one that I want to do, and I want to do it nice and pale because everything I'm doing is like really dark. I guess it's because I'm doing the dark backgrounds, edges along the edge, and it kind of gets dragged in because everything that's on the edges kind of gets pulled into the middle. So the white is starting to do its thing there. I'm not quite sure about that Pearl X. It was a Pearl X. What was it called? Duo Violet Brass. So it's, you can see that there's like a ring on the top from the brass, like the metallics do that. I don't know if I'm going to like that or not, but we'll see. So that's them. Sorry about the glare. What about if I go this way? No, still glare. All right, I'll come back tomorrow for the great unmolding. All right, see you then. Wish me luck that they dry well and don't leak. So far, so good. Okay, see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Now, normally this would be my unmolding day, but, and it's a big but. I like big butts and I cannot lie. No. This 3-in-1 so-called silicone didn't work. The coasters just came off the acetate. If I was wanting to make molds to reuse, I would want them to stick onto that so that I could just pop the coaster out and reuse. As you can see, they just peel straight off, which is not good. The other thing, I mean, apart from the fact that the coasters aren't very attractive on this side, I cannot get this stuff off. I mean, as you can see, I peeled a little bit off, but then you've got it stuck here. So even if you could get it all off, you would have to then sand all that. It's really not worth it. So I'm putting this video up just to show you that not all silicones are equal. And yeah, I just can't get it, which is a real shame because the back of the coasters are really pretty. Okay, let's have a little look anyway. But as I said, I just wanted to put this up so that you could see this is not the correct silicone. You need to use 100% silicone. Don't use a 3-in-1. If it says it's a gap filler, no, 100% silicone. And an all-purpose, if it says all-purpose, it's probably the best one to go for. So anyway, let's have a little look at the backs because they're really pretty. Look at that. Look at the sparkle. It's a real shame. So I will just be putting this down to lesson learned and moving on. I have since gone out and bought some all-purpose 100% silicone. And I'll show you how I I'll show you how I made those coasters in a video real soon, and then how I also poured resin in those coasters. A little bit of transparency, no, not really. So yeah, really pretty, but just did not work. So there we go. Hope you've guys have learned something. Hope you've appreciated the fact that I've tried and failed and put it up to show you anyway, because there's no point me just putting up videos of successful work. I think we need to know what does not work as well, so that we can all learn. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Hope you've learned something. Hope you found that a little bit interesting. And go and get yourself some 100% all-purpose silicone. Okay, see you real soon. Bye for now.